On October 27, 1728, in Cleveland, United Kingdom, British explorer James Cook was born. James worked many different jobs before becoming one of the greatest explorers of his time. Before Cook took on exploring, he worked in a general store located in a coastal village north of Whitby. This is what first brought him into contact with ships and the sea. He also served many years in the Navy. He even fought during the 7 Years' War. In 1768, the Royal Society and Admiralty organized the first scientific expedition to the Pacific, and at 40 years old, James was appointed commander. His mission was to convey gentlemen of the Royal Society and their assistants to Tahiti to observe transits over the planet Venus across the sun. The ship James was given was extremely sturdy and was renamed the HMS Endeavour. This ship was less than 98 feet long and weighed around 368 tons. On June 3, 1769, Cook had to find the southern continent, also known as the so-called Terra Australis, as so admission by King George III. Once they set sail, they stopped at the Pacific islands of Huaheine, Bora Bora, and Raiatea to claim them for Great Britain. And in October, they became the second Europeans to reach New Zealand. Cook and his crew spent 6 months charting all of New Zealand. Then, continuing west, in April of 1770, they became the first known Europeans to reach the east coast of Australia, making landfall near present-day Point Hicks, and then proceeding north to Botany Bay. James narrowly avoided shipwreck. He successfully navigated Queensland's Great Barrier Reef and stopped briefly at Batavia in the Dutch East Indies for supplies before heading back. By the end of this 3-year voyage, James's crew was surprisingly very healthy. 30 died of fever, however none of them died of scurvy. He always made sure that him and his crew were well taken care of. The second voyage of James Cook from 1772 to 1775, commissioned by British government with advice from the Royal Society, he was assigned a small ship called the Resolution and a consort ship called the Adventure. This mission was designed to circumnavigate the globe as far south as possible to determine whether there was any great southern landmass. Not only did he sail beyond latitude of 70 degrees in the Antarctic, but he successfully completed the first west-east circumnavigation in high latitudes. He proved that there is no Terra Australis. During this course, Cook discovered many islands where Terra Australis was rumored to be located and named many of them on the journey. This included Tonga and Easter Island during winter, and he discovered New Caledonia in the Pacific. James Cook's third and final voyage from July 1776 to October 1780 took the route from Plymouth via Tenerife and Cape Breton to New Zealand and Hawaiian Islands, and along the North American coast to the Bering Strait. Its purpose was to return Omai, a young man, to his homeland, but the Admiralty used this as a cover-up for their plan to send Cook on a voyage to discover the Northwest Passage. Cook was in charge of his ship, the Resolutions, and another captain named Charles Clerke commanded the Discovery. The two charted through the Bering Strait when they were stopped by ice from sailing either west or east. The vessels returned to the Pacific before retiring towards Hawaii for the winter. Once they arrived at Kealakekua Bay, at first they thought Cook was the returning god Lono, but soon realized they were mistaken. A number of quarrels broke out between the Europeans and Hawaiians, resulting in Cook's death in a violent exchange on 14th of February 1779.